This trendy dynamics of EV stocks may shift if the market keeps falling more on the hyped tech side of the indices than on the manufacturing side. There does not seem to be a lot of anxiety among current investors about all that stuff. Unless, of course, you're a well-established automobile manufacturer with a worldwide parts and service system in place. A significant portion of your valuation process is based on real-world data like sales, profit margins, and product recalls. So, why aren't the same criteria applied to all automobile manufacturers? Sandy Munro had his critiques for Lucid during the pre-production phase. But has anything changed since then? What is Sandy's current opinion on Lucid now after the production phase has begun? Where does he disagree with CEO Peter Rawlinson? Stick with us until the end of today's video to find out the answers to these questions. Welcome back to New Vehicle Media, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder that subscribing is free and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar content. Comments are loved and featured in upcoming videos. Sandy Munro is the founder and CEO of Munro & Associates, Inc., an American company he founded from the ground up. He is widely regarded as an extraordinary innovator, and his lean design technique, which has assisted several major automakers in catapulting their products to market dominance. However, there has been a prevailing impression among some that he is a detrimental influence. E for Electric's Alex Guberman got the chance to speak with Sandy Munro about EV efficiency and to ask him questions about Lucid at the recent Los Angeles Auto Show.
All right, Sandy, we are finally, after 2 years, we're finally doing this in person.
Yes, it is. Well, we tried to do some stuff in person when we were up in San Fran, but it didn't work out quite as well as we were hoping. But here we are in Los Angeles, where everything's possible. Dreams are made here.
Yes, yes.
I saw stars sitting on the roadway, so I know things good things can happen.
When it comes to Lucid's flagship Air model, the company has lately accomplished incredible efficiency, range of 520 miles or 837 kilometers, and rapid charging outcomes. Sandy didn't want to speak about the American automaker a year or so ago since there were no Air sedans on the road at the time. But now that the company has finally delivered the Air sedans, the innovator was very much impressed with the Californian startup. Sandy Munro, in the following clip, says that he considers the Lucid team as one of the finest and highly admires the successes.
What are your thoughts now? Do you put them on the map as?
I always had them on the map because they had the best. They had the absolute best engineering team or management team, whatever you want to call it. Their team was absolutely A+.
On the other hand, Sandy Munro was not a fan of Lucid CEO, CTO Peter Rawlinson's opinion on Tesla's 4680 type cylindrical cell format, when Alex Guberman particularly questioned it. Previously, Peter Rawlinson said that people are looking at the 4680 as this tremendous breakthrough, and that's just not true. Sandy Munro highlights Lucid innovation and technological advantage as now that sales have begun and the Californian startup has surpassed Tesla as the top in both the longest EV range and the quickest charging times. However, Sandy reacts negatively to Peter Rawlinson's argument that Tesla's 4680 battery tech is not actually a battery advance, but rather a fantasy. Sandy Munro attempted to answer without using profanity, despite the fact that he plainly disagrees with Peter Rawlinson's point of view. Because of the 4680 type cylindrical cells, Sandy says that they are substantially lighter than other cell types, such as the smaller ones. The use of larger containers rather than multiple smaller ones will reduce the amount of outer coating material weight, as well as allow for increased power production and efficiency. He seemed to be extremely confident in the significant improvement that will be realized as a result of the addition of those individual cells. Sandy Munro believes that Rawlinson's point of view about 4680 cells was more of a mainstream press attempt to stir up some controversy. From what was said during the conversation, Munro & Associates seeks to purchase Lucid Air for the purpose of dismantling it and searching for any creative solutions that would be discussed and marketed in detail in subsequent reports. After the Tesla Model S Plaid, Rivian R1T, Ford F-150 Lightning, and maybe others, the Air sedan will be another EV that Munro will tear down to sneak at the startup's tech. When it comes to charging capabilities, it's clear from the following clip that Sandy Munro believes that the higher voltage enhances efficiency of the drive units, but it's up to the manufacturer to locate suppliers.
But when you're talking about power, to go from 400 to 900, that's a big deal. That makes a giant difference. And you were asking, well, how are they doing it? Well, that's one way. The more voltage you have, the more likelihood you're going to be able to make those electric motors move or work better. And that's kind of like what I'm thinking they've done. That gives you better efficiency. And so I'm in on that.
Any drawbacks to having an 8 or 900 volt battery? More expensive?
No, the only thing is you've got to find suppliers that can give you what you want when it comes to the componentry associated with 900 volts. 900 volts is a lot. It's a lot different than what everybody else is using right now. But if Lucid's gone in there and talked to their supply community and figured out how to make everything work at 900 volts, God bless them. That's a good thing.
When compared to Tesla, Porsche, and Hyundai Motor Group, Lucid uses almost 2 times the voltage to cut the current at the same power level. The Ultium battery tech from General Motors is similarly powered by an 800-volt system. Chinese firms, notably BYD and Geely's Zeekr, have recently produced systems based on the 800-volt standard. That would seem to be the most logical course of action, as it is paving the way for the next big thing in the EV industry. For the time being, Sandy Munro believed that Tesla would keep the voltage at 400+ volts while transitioning to the new 4680 battery cells. Despite the fact that the industry experts believe it is all guesswork, the overall tendency is to raise the voltage to a much higher level, which is fair from the perspective of the drive unit and essential for quick charging. That being said, Lucid and Tesla subpoena cases are likely to dominate the headlines this week. Nonetheless, a large number of investors are also interested in Lucid Potential's low entry-level price point. While the IPO of Rivian created some ripples, it did not have a negative impact on the shares of the premium automaker. In particular, automobile geeks from Motor Trend magazine describe a review of Lucid's new product by stating that the Air is not only the most appealing American luxury vehicle in recent memory, but it's also an excellent rethinking of what a premium sedan should be. For this reason and many others, traders are paying attention to LCID stock as it prepares for yet another entry-level buy position in the market. And when the SEC makes its decision on the Californian business, investors will be paying great consideration. The company's bullish investors expect the business to meet its production goals for the year ahead and continue to grow. Those who are bearish on the startup feel that the company will fail to meet its production objectives and will struggle to differentiate itself in a crowded electric vehicle market. Lucid investors who have been paying attention over the last month may have seen a green light for the stock buy, soon followed by a red sign for this hot electric vehicle company. If there are any unfavorable headlines or setbacks, investors shouldn't be shocked if LCID price drops by half in a matter of days. Although the SEC may launch an inquiry, the company's current reservation numbers and ambitious development plans certainly outweigh the dangers of an investigation. As a result, the green signal looks to overshadow the red, and Lucid stock may still be worth investing in despite this. I'm curious to hear what you think about the LCID stock. Are you an optimistic investor or a pessimistic one, even when it comes to Lucid? What impact do you believe Sandy Munro's dismantling of a Lucid EV will have on the brand and its stock? Share your thoughts with us by writing a comment in the section below. Freeze says there is nothing to worry about and feels that now is a good opportunity to make more purchases. He recalls when Tesla stock was around $282 way back and they were trying to crush the company. That was over a decade or more ago, and look where it is now. He thinks Lucid is unquestionably a better designed and better value sedan. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscribing is still free and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.